What's up, everybody? Sorry I haven't been doing videos. Went and gave blood and did a bunch of stuff at the doctor's, went outside, and I live in sunny South Florida, so I ended up getting sick with my stomach from the heat index. 105, 110, too hot for me. Anyway, this is going to be about soloing and improvising to help you with that. And it's also going to help blues and shredders, and it's going to help your songwriting. And it's going to help you not sound like everybody, unless everybody learns this. Now, before I start, there's a couple things I'll say. One is, don't listen to people. If you want to be really good at guitar, you have to put time in your craft. If you don't, you're not going to get good. And you have to learn properly in the right way. I spent thousands of dollars in lessons. The thing is, if it was easy, everybody could shred. Everyone could play the blues. If singing was easy, everyone could sing. If six-pack stomachs were easy, everybody at the beach would have one. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get what you want, and it's perseverance. That said, I show you some of the shortcuts of stuff that I learned that cost me thousands of dollars. Now, again, like I said, there's something on this channel for anyone. You just subscribe. Don't hit the bell notification, and just subscribe. It helps me and doesn't affect you. You're not going to get all kinds of notifications unless you hit the bell. So, now we're going to go into something that a lot of people don't even know about. It's called the whole tone scale. Right there, I just played some of it. The cool thing about this, and I want to show you, it has some relative key notes. If you're playing in a G major, we'll use that because this is what I've been showing everybody. So if you play it off the G major, it's just a whole tone step everywhere. So it's 3, 5, and 7, just like G major. Except on the second string, you're not going to play 3, 5, 7. You're going to play 4 and 6. Now what's cool about that? This note is a flat 5. And this under the A, I call that one the George Lynch note. It's kind of like a harmonic minor thing, or I don't know how you want to look at that. Anyway, those are the two notes on the next one. And then you're going to repeat the same scale, 3, 5, 7. Then it's, again, 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 3, 5, 7. Now the cool thing about this scale is it keeps repeating the same pattern. 3, 5, 7, or it's in whole tone steps. So when you get here, back to the A. It has a cool sound to it, and that's the same for any note. It in itself is really cool. But here's the thing. Bonamassa, Richie Kotzen, not to saying they're not bad players, because they're not. They're incredible players. But if you add a little different tonality to your playing, like this sounds like outside of the box, and it is. I learned it from Alan Holdsworth, the GIT, and it's a very interesting scale. Again, it's got relative scale notes, and the blues notes are added automatically. And these notes are relative because they're keynotes. That's the cool thing about it. Now if you start playing, if you look at when I came up to here, there's your relative minor, E. So here's how it's medley. And there's how it's a little bluesy. So this is a cool scale. And how I would do this is in limited numbers. And the other way to look out at playing outside the scale too is, and I've shared this before, like if you take a pentatonic and you drop it down the half step. So that technically, and if you move it up a half step, it's almost like playing whole tone scales added with the minor scale, which is cool. And then if you add your major notes, you get some more notes in there. So basically, depending on how you want to learn this, this is another concept with basically the same result. But now you're looking at it in two different ways. Now what I did is I started taking it more boxy, like an arpeggio or a pentatonic. With some G major notes with the whole tone. Has a cool sound. Not only that, but you get some voicings. So you get a lot of cool voicings out of there. So your bluesy playing, if chord-wise, you can pull some of these whole tone notes or outside the box notes, however you want to say it, and you can add them to your voicings as well. And then you use this, you know, so if you're in the key of G major or A minor and you want to use... depending on however you want to look at it or use this. So the other thing is looking at it, starting and stopping. There's two guys in the jazz world. Now Holdsworth was incredible, but it sounded all the same to me. And a lot of the jazz guys have their own style and they sound the same. Every song sounds the same, except for two guys. And they're always playing stuff off the cuff that you don't even know about. Scott Henderson is one of them. And his chords and how he picks his chords is unbelievable. We won't get into that, but he uses a lot of inversions and then adds root notes. That's how he gets his bass lines. Now, John Scofield just is unique, and it's the way he plays with timing. His timing is unique and adds to the weird tonality things that you hear because of his timing. Now, a lot of people say don't learn theory, and guys like George Lynch say, I never learned theory. Yeah, they never learned it, but they've been around it their whole lives. When you're playing guitar and you go into a guitar shop and people are telling you, hey, I learned this lick in A. If they say something like that, you're learning theory because you didn't know what that was until he just said it. So you're always around people that know theory. So you do learn theory, you just didn't pay for it. I didn't go and take classes. I didn't pay for theory. I didn't learn theory. You didn't learn it, but you did learn it. You just didn't pay for it and take theory classes or guitar classes. But you're around a lot of monster players, it rubs off on you because of tonality in your ears. It's like people that don't take singing lessons. They hear the pitches and then they can hear the pitch of the song and just sing. But to be good at it, you have to practice. You have to practice your voice runs, your guitar runs, your piano runs, whatever it is. It's a lot of hard work. It's a craft, and you got to work at it. So there are a lot of different ways to go about this, and one is ending or stopping or starting on some of these notes. Now, how I might use it is I start on in key. That's a little bluesy with some major scale notes. But you can make it more bluesy. So here, if I slide down the half step, like we were talking, but that's also a whole tone note, which is the blues note. And that's the octave. That note's not in the key. And from there I know it's a whole step up. So I can go into my double step. Back to the note and key. It's tying it together with the notes. So this will make you start to move vertically. And horizontally. So it's a good way to practice and to get you around in different areas on the guitar. And instead of using arpeggios or scales, now the other part of this, you have to learn your scales. You have seconds like the Jimmy Page lick. That's with an arpeggio. And you have patterns inside the scale. That was a Jimmy Page, that's seconds. You have threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you have threes, you have fours. You have fives. 1, 5, 1, 5. You have sixes. So you start adding all these and putting them together with some of these whole tone notes. You create a different sound, tonality, which is very cool. So I hope this helps everybody with their soloing and playing. It's a lot of ideas. And the cool thing about the scale, like I said, it always repeats. So it's an easy scale to learn all the way up the neck. And it works for anybody, shredders. And also in the patterns, you have run patterns. So like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 7, 8, 9. And it depends where you're starting the pattern off of. Like fives, you can do like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another pattern. So those are really cool patterns. And if you learn patterns and then you put them together. And to simplify this, here's a perfect example. I'm going to do a blues band. It's a rhythm with a pattern. So I hope this helps everybody and gives you guys a bunch of ideas. So practice your whole tone. Peace. Have a good weekend.